Anyone fascinated by the natural world has probably wondered why some animals have such strange-looking sense organs. The elephant with its huge ears, the antennae of a butterfly, which up close look like feathers, the snake with its split tongue. And what about less obvious enhancements, like the sensory cells on a crocodile's skin? Surely these evolutionary traits aren't just for decoration. In fact, the size, shape, and location of these animal sense organs is all for a purpose. And just like us, animals rely on their senses to communicate with each other, find their way around, stay safe, and most importantly, to find food. When you see how superior some animal senses are compared to those of humans, you might wonder how we ever manage to stay on top of the food chain. Animal super senses. You won't believe what's possible. Animal super senses has taken us on an extraordinary tour of the sensory world of animals, showing us how many species have remarkable powers of perception. And every sense is employed to survive in a hostile world. The bear, with a sense of smell 7 times better than a bloodhound. The chameleon, with 360-degree vision. The elephant, hearing infrasound. With super senses like these, human abilities are pretty poor in comparison. In this episode, we revisit the most amazing super senses of animals. To become the supreme predator of the African savanna, the lion uses sniper sight as a tool to kill. During daylight hours, their eyesight is said to be about level with ours. But at night, they shift gears. Lions are believed to see 8 times better than we do in the dark. A lion's eye is designed to pick up the faintest light. When night falls, the available light comes from the moon and stars. It makes the lion a formidable killer after dark. The clue to the lion's superior night vision lies inside the eye. The retina is covered in tightly packed light-sensitive cells, many more than humans have. But that's not all. They have what is known as tapetum, a reflective layer of cells at the back of the eye. It's what we see when we point a flashlight into the dark, and eerie eyes shine back. The tapetum reflects visible light back through the eye, giving the photoreceptors a second chance to absorb light rays. Thanks to the lion's super sense vision, they can hunt in the cool of the evening and save energy during the daytime heat. The lion has become the master of all its surveys. Another of Africa's big five, the elephant. This giant shares the savanna with the lion. Both are social animals. The African elephant lives in family groups of closely related females and young, led by a matriarch. Males wander on their own. When you live in the savanna, having the power to communicate over distance is important. It maintains family bonds and detects outsiders. It sends out a message broadcasting who you are, where you are, and if you are friend or foe. But it's a world that humans can't hear. Most of the sounds that elephants make are transmitted at lower frequencies known as infrasound, below the level of human hearing. These low frequencies travel great distances. As a result, elephants can eavesdrop over a huge area. They are known to make more long-distance calls after hours, namely at dusk when it's cooler and sound can travel further. It seems that the elephant's senses are perfectly adapted to its environment and essential for its survival. A female needs to signal to wandering males that she is ready to mate, but a breeding bull could be many kilometers away. Sending out a mating call that can extend over a savanna-sized range improves her chances of finding the biggest and strongest male. And it's the trunk call that no bull elephant wants to miss. Sight and sound are good for long-distance perception. But if you want to get up close and personal, the sense of touch is going to be your best bet. Touch plays an important role in the life of a kangaroo mob. Mutual grooming is a practical way for this social animal to form close bonds. And there are few bonds in the wild stronger than a mother kangaroo and her baby Joey. Young roos test their strength with peers by pushing, grabbing, and shoving each other. But the real action is reserved for the adults when touch becomes territorial. And muscle-bound males show off in a bushland gym. A tactile toolkit matters in the kangaroo world, as the winning wrestler gets to mate the most. One of the greatest noses on Earth belongs to this creature. Perhaps no other animal has a keener sense of smell. Smell helps the bear to find food. They can detect a meal several kilometers away. The sense of smell also plays an important role in bear communication, helping them to locate mates and to recognize their young. Even though a bear's brain is only about a third the size of a human's, the area of its brain which manages smell is at least 5 times larger. The surface area inside their noses is thought to be 100 times greater than a human's. Making their sense of smell 7 times better than a bloodhound's. It can easily smell traces of food left on clothes and in tents. So, if you're camping out and there's a sniffing sound, you may have a bear at your picnic. Some animals seem to have superhuman senses. Take, for example, the monarch butterfly, with its superior sense of direction. They spend their summer months in the eastern part of North America, before flying south to a single mountainous spot in Mexico. A journey of up to 5,000 kilometers. How do they navigate their way? It's a question that's intrigued scientists for years. Now, experts think they know the answer. The monarch butterfly detects the Earth's magnetic field. An internal compass, located in the antennae, contains light-dependent magnetosensors. The butterflies that have flown south enter a period of inactivity as they overwinter in Mexico. The warm, lengthening days of March signal them to be active again. They become ready to mate and lay eggs as they move northward. Their eggs mark the start of another annual life cycle. And a new generation uses the internal compass to make its epic journey north for the spring. The monarch's phenomenal abilities in the air may be matched by the shark's prowess underwater. Animals seem to sense changes in the environment that completely escape human perception. In 2001, a team of researchers had been tracking the movements of a population of black-tipped sharks off the coast of Florida. The sharks were residents in the bay for 6 to 8 months during the summer and didn't leave the area until migration time, and definitely not in large numbers. Tropical storm Gabrielle made landfall in central Florida during their research. When the team returned to check their equipment, they reviewed the movements of the tagged sharks to find an amazing result. Not only did all the tagged sharks leave, but they had left some 7 hours before the tropical storm hit the coast.
Right.
Scientists examined the data to try to find out what on earth was going on. They found the sharks swam to deeper waters, just around the time when the air pressure started to drop prior to the storm's approach. It seems the sharks responded to the decrease in pressure and got out of town before the storm hit. Animals that live life on the wing have to make the most of what the aerial realm has to offer. Given the vast openness of the sky, their senses have adapted to cope. Being small doesn't matter. The dainty dragonfly is one of the most brutal and effective predators in the animal kingdom, thanks to its superior sight. They have multifaceted or compound eyes, and along with bees, have the largest eyes of any insect. They see the world in a mosaic. But that's not all. Dragonflies have 5 opsins, or light-sensitive proteins. Humans only have 3, for seeing red, green, and blue light. This allows dragonflies to see colors beyond human abilities. And it's these opsins' unique placement in the eye of the dragonfly that helps them to hunt. The upward-facing part of the compound eye only has blue and UV receptors. It may help hunting dragonflies as the sky appears to be very bright, giving a clear background against which small, fast-moving prey can be more easily detected. Dragonflies have fighter-pilot control and rarely miss their target. They can fly backwards, change direction in midair, and hover for up to a minute. Because of this, their prey stands little chance. And it's their super sense eyes that make the dragonfly a formidable aerial hunter. Another aerial predator uses a revolutionary technique to catch its dinner. They also have to grab small, quick-moving insects during flight, but they have an additional challenge. They have to find their food in the dark. Microbats spend their day in roost sites. This is where they mate, raise their young, and socialize. During the summer, females gather together in their hundreds in what is known as a maternity roost, where they give birth to a single baby called a pup. For around 4 weeks, the baby bats are fed solely on their mother's milk, until they are old enough to fly. This period costs a lot in terms of energy for the mother. So they enter a state of torpor during the day to reduce their body temperature and metabolic rate. At sunset, they emerge from their roost to pursue insects and stock up on lost energy. A bat can consume up to 3,000 insects in one night. Their success in aerial hunting is thanks to a special supersense, echolocation. Instead of using their eyes, microbats see with sound. They fire sound waves out into the darkness and listen to the echoes that bounce back. Using echolocation, the bat can determine where the insect is, how far away it is, and what direction it is moving. It's a technique humans have used to develop sonar navigation systems in the military, using large equipment and expensive technology. The little bat, of course, just does what comes naturally. Thanks to echolocation, living the night shift doesn't stop this bat using its sense to survive. Finding food hidden underground has similar challenges to hunting prey in the dark. In both cases, the sense of sight is tested to its limit, and other sensory tools are needed. The short-beaked Echidna has a specialized diet. It only eats ants and termites hidden deep in the earth. It uses its powerful, stout limbs to dig into soil and rip open rotting wood. But it's the echidna's nose that is key to its success. Echidnas can detect prey by smell, but they also have a unique sense found only in a handful of animals on the planet. With the tip of its snout, they are thought to sense electricity. Until recently, the platypus and echidna were the only mammals known to use this electroreception. The structures responsible for this electric sense in echidnas are sensory mucus glands. It's not fully understood how they use these, but tests have shown they can detect weak electric fields in water. As water is a good conductor of electricity, echidnas may be able to detect moving prey in moist soil. Sensing changes in the environment is vitally important to animals. Their lives depend on it. If winter is coming, they have to adapt. Some animals register seasonal change by refashioning their winter wardrobes. During the short polar summer, the Arctic fox's fur is brown. But as winter sets in, the fur becomes thicker and turns white. But exactly what is at work to help animals keep in sync with the seasons? Deep inside the brain of many animals is the pineal gland. It produces the hormone melatonin. The pineal gland can measure the length of day versus night. It receives this information via the eyes. Melatonin levels are low during daylight and increase to a peak at dark. As winter approaches, the hours of daylight shorten and melatonin increases. The hormonal surge cues the Arctic fox's sense of timing to change its coat color. In animal supersenses, we've seen how the sensory world of animals is astonishing, varied, and in many cases, superior to that of human abilities. Senses are vital to animals. Without them, they would be cut off from the world, unable to see, smell, hear, taste, and touch their environment. Animals' super senses are their key to survival.